and ratchet it back to move it back to flat position. Now the table, this particular model has a lateral slide that will extend your imaging window, and I'll demonstrate that in a moment. The SX800 series has a toggle switch manual override system. The L series and the SXi800 series has a rotary dial manual override system. In case of a power failure, in case a hand pendant failure, patient, nursing or facility drops it, breaks it, they can't get it to work, they can still operate the table manually, 6 or 7 different functions, and they can do it. That positioning of that is outside of the sterile field. So even if there is a failure, power failure outside of, during surgical procedure, they can still operate the table. There is a battery, unless that battery is properly maintained, it'll give you 33 lifts up and down full capacity is about the battery life. Typically you don't do that, but that gives us the range of how much that battery will function. Actually, it's a dual battery set. Wow. And they're interchangeable. You can buy them at pretty much any national chain customers in the Far East that buy them locally instead of having them shipped from here. But if they're unplugged, obviously the battery life, it's a lead acid battery, it will fail if not properly maintained. Okay? So to demonstrate the table here, we have a backlit hand pendant.
Hold on, give me a second.
Oops.
Okay, I'm ready.
So we turn the battery on, we'll see it backlights. You can see it even, because generally the OR situation is dimly lit. It's sort of like this room, which I kind of like this room this way, because I can see my products. Or actually see a real life environment in which my product is utilized. Mm-hmm. Okay? But the basic functions, or all of the functions for this table, there's a lock and an unlock with the table. If I wanted to unlock this table, I would press and hold the button, and you're going to see the table rock a bit. While that is rocking, what's happening is the pivotable floor feet are pivoting downward, and the casters are rolling up into the base plate. Now, it tells me that my floor system, my lock system, is unlocked. I'm going to show you how easy it is to move this table. It's on a typical OR floor. It's going to maneuver. The table weighs about, I think it's just under 500 pounds US, but it's like a shopping cart. It rolls very easily. Then if I want to, and the table will not function in the unlocked position, just an FYI, because of patient safety concerns. You could run into a wall, let the patient off, so on and so forth. We want to lock it. We would hold and press the lock button. You're going to see the table rock back and forth a bit. And when it's locked, my lock key illuminates. I'm in normal orientation, so all my head and back sections will operate as intended. There is a battery charger indicator lock, interlock, as well as a service indicator. If something malfunctions with the table, you will have an indicator light that will illuminate to demonstrate. That button there is that it demonstrates that the table is plugged into an electrical current. Now, what we can do with this is we can level the table, so we have it all, 42 different ways. We can press a 1 button. Our hand pendant is designed to be a press button function, not a press and release. And we do that for a safety concern, because if you are in a surgical position or situation and you press the wrong button, you don't want that table. And it can occur because we have quite a few advanced features on this table. So it's a press and release. If I wanted to move, we can adjust height, tilt, back, legs, and sliding. We can do our flex position or our reflex position, reverse orientation or Trendelenburg. And then the table can be pressed, all functions, and I'll do that last, and we'll show you how it'll just level itself. But I want the back section up. You're gonna press and hold it until you've acquired your desired positioning down on the back, so that it's gonna move it down hydraulically, smoothly, and not at a pace that's dangerous to your patients. Typically, surgeons will have the table set how they want it, then they move the patient on, but it does, some of the minor adjusting, can occur. Foot section up, we're gonna press and release, or press and hold our leg section, foot section up. I'll show you the full range. That is more than 180 degrees purposefully. We have an attachable shoulder support system for shoulder surgeries that's unique to Sunex. Most of my competition has a manual support system. Ours is hydraulically maneuvered. We remove the foot section and fit that back section here, and then this becomes the back support, and we can control movement hydraulically rather than manually, because when you pull those release on a manual system, it can jerk a patient, causing potential harm or damage. Bring my feet back down to position. You'll see that it does rotate past 105 degrees for better surgeon positioning without having to remove the foot section. Now I'm going to show you the lateral slide. Move the foot up a little bit. There are pressure centers. If a pressure, maybe there's something that's going to hold the table down, maybe there's a C-arm in the way, and as you're moving the foot section, you don't recognize that it's going to hit that. It will stop. It will shut down. If a OR specialist, someone in the OR, is pressing buttons randomly, it will shut down the system for 15 minutes. It needs to reset. But that's a safety feature.
Right.
Perhaps it's the cleaning crew or an inexperienced technician in the OR setting. It will set down. This also has a lateral tilt. I love this. So this is awesome. Especially, I mounted our RLM magnetic illuminated light on this machine just to show you. This is a standard rail size. We did custom design that latch there to mount the light directly on the rail for better positioning, especially if you're in a lateral or some type of very small clinic that doesn't have a budget for a multi-purpose or minor surgical suite light. There's a lot of lights here that I can configure that would accommodate those features or that necessity. The tilt.
You can slide it.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to show you fully rotational. Yeah. Thank you.
Don't hit it.
No. A nice feature, depending upon surgeon positioning, seating, or standing. And you can see another thing that I'm going to show you is the range vertically. Okay, did you hear that beeping? That means I have maxed out my capacity. It's not going to go further than that. And it audibly signifies that I have reached my limit. So if we take the table back to almost level, I can level it, but I'm there. I'm going to show you height up and down. Because it's 26 inches to 44 on a vertical down low, which is a comfortable height for a surgeon who prefers to be seated during surgery. Maybe he's doing suturing, something like that we often see a lot of, or it's a lengthy surgery and he wants to sit. That's a flexible feature of this table. It's relatively easy. It's a push button on a hand pendant to control the height of the table according to maybe the surgical team's needs and desires. We'll go up to show you the full capacity on height. So you'll see the expansive range of height adjustable for this table. Those are collapsible shroud covers. So it's a seamless motion, height adjustment up and down. I'm 5'6" to give you an idea, and heels, 3-inch heels. So that would make me about 5'8", 5'9". I would be very comfortable if I were taller, working with patients at that surgical height.